I'm glad to see you haven't given up. We've learned quite a bit about quite a few of the Daltons, haven't we? Will Lord Dalton disclose an indiscretion? Will the two sisters bury the hatchet? And what of Bertie and the butler? No doubt we will continue to gather some crucial intel as the story unfolds. Shall we head back to Cheltenham? It is the evening of Friday, 13th April. We rejoin our dysfunctional lot in the drawing room, where brother, sister, and husband await the rest of this evening's attendees. I implore, keep your eyes open and your ears tuned in, for there are clues everywhere here at the Cheltenham Manor.
So how is show business treating you, Bert?
Not bad, Cyril. I've just been commissioned to write a new play for the old Vic.
Too bad the new Vic wasn't available.
Haha, yes. You are always so full of quips, aren't you?
Feel free to use it in your new play.
Yes, I'll think about it. And how is the tartan business?
I can't complain.
Well, that makes one of us.
There's my little silver-tongued shrew. Why so quiet?
Yes, Constance. You seem uncharacteristically solemn.
I've a few things on my mind.
Let me fix you a drink.
So, what's sewn your loquacious lips together this evening?
If I'm being honest, I have a general feeling of uneasiness about this evening. I can't quite seem to put my finger on.
I know what you mean. Something does feel a bit off.
Perhaps the loss of Mr. Wilson.
Could be. He's been a fixture around here for years. And he loved you.
Yes, and I adored him.
You always did know how to capture a man's attention. Mr. Wilson, father, Cyril.
Mr. Wilson was a dear friend to me. I had father, you had mother. And if you were to choose between Maud and me, which would you choose?
Let's not start that. I'm merely saying you know how to turn a man's head.
Yes, well, apparently I'm not the only one.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not supposed to mean anything. It is good news about Mr. Harris, isn't it?
Yes, he's a hard worker and deserves to be rewarded.
Most definitely. It must come as a great relief to you to hear he'd been promoted.
How do you mean?
Well, after all these years, now he officially serves you.
Cyril! How about another drink?
What can I get you, Bert?
Lady Maud.
Brother? Sister?
Maud! Look at you!
Yes, look at you.
Come sit by me. It's been far too long.
Well, that's what happens when you don't invite me to your birthday party.
Now, Maud, we've talked about this. You wouldn't have enjoyed a thing at that party.
No, of course not. Champagne, the finest food in London, and a town home full of actors and musicians, not to mention the very upper crust of London society. Definitely no place for me.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Hello, Cyril. You're looking well.
It's nice to see you again, Maud.
Lady Dalton.
My heavens! When was the last time all three of you were in this house together?
Oh, you can't remember? Mother, it was when Constance married my fiancé.
Maud, please.
Don't let her provoke, Cyril. It's all water under the bridge. Isn't that right, Maud?
Of course, if only the water had run deeper.
Yes, if only.
Oh, Constance, don't taunt your sister.
Lord Dalton and Nora Davies Dalton.
She didn't waste any time, did she?
Oh, hello everyone.
Oh, Daddy.
Hello, sweet pea.
Please excuse my tardiness.
Don't be silly, darling. It's nice to see you, Father.
And you, my boy. Well, well, well. Here we all are, together again. Maud, where is your guest?
I'm sure she'll be down any moment. She's very excited to meet all of you.
I met her briefly just after her arrival, and she was charming.
Yes. Who is this mystery guest, Maud?
Just a friend of mine, Miss Evelyn Edwards.
Evelyn Edwards? The American suffragette?
The same.
Well, this should liven things up, shouldn't it?
You have no idea.
All right, my lad. Any other questions before I give you over to Mercy?
I don't think so. Could you please just refresh my memory on the names of the guests tonight?
Lord and Lady Dalton will be seated at either head of the table. Lord Bertram will be seated to the right of his father, and next to him will be his wife,
What's her name again?
Mrs. Nora Davies Dalton. But you refer to her as Mrs. Davies Dalton, even if she asks you to call her something else.
What do you mean?
Let's just say she suffers from a double dose of original sin, if you know what I mean.
I see.
Next to her will be Lady Maud. She always sits on the same side as her brother, united front and all that. The left of his lordship will be his pride and joy, Lady Constance. And next to her, her husband, Mr. Cyril Walker. Watch out for him. He tends to enjoy powdering the hair a bit too much. Lastly, Ms. Edwards will sit next to him, across from Lady Maud. Have you got all that?
I believe so.
Good. And remember what I told you before. When the three of them get together, there's bound to be some skidamalinkin going on.
Yes, but you never told me which three.
Where have the two of you been? I've nearly finished.
Begging your pardon, Mercy. It's my fault, you see. I was giving Mr. Martin here the grand tour, and I lost track of time.
That's fine. Thank you, Daniel. Now, Mr. Martin, I trust you know how to serve a proper supper.
Yes, miss. Of course, miss.
Because if there's anything you're unsure of, this is your last chance to ask.
I'm quite capable. Thank you, miss.
I'm certain you are.
Is he... Are you ready, lad?
I am.
Very well. I'll let them in.
Why do cricket players never sweat?
I don't know. Why?
Because they have huge fans.
Isn't she delightful?
I told you she was charming.
Dinner is served.
Ah, well, Shall we go in?
I must say, that soup was delicious. What do you call it again?
It's called
Tatty Drottle.
A tatty drottle? Well, that ain't the funniest name I ever did hear.
It's an old Scottish recipe. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to get the recipe from that cook of yours. I just love all things older.
Is that so?
So do I. The older of any pear has no doubt had more time to ripen. Isn't that right, Cyril?
I dare say I concur.
It seems odd.
How so, darling?
I just mean that for a woman with such new political views to be so taken with something older seems out of character, does it not?
It works for you, doesn't it?
I'm sure I haven't any idea what you mean.
Oh, this looks delicious, Mercy. Oh, please give our compliments to Mrs. Knievely. Oh, and who, might I ask, is this charming young man?
Forgive me, your ladyship. This is Mr. Philip Martin. He is the new valet. Just arrived.
Ah, that was fast. I requested him this morning. He comes with excellent references.
I'll bet that's not all he comes with.
Well, welcome to Cheltenham, Mr. Martin.
Yes, welcome.
Well, we should eat before it gets cold.
Bertie, why don't you tell us a little about your newest work?
Mother, I can't spoil the surprise, you know that.
He guards his secrets very tightly. I don't even know what's going on in that mind of his. But as long as I'm starring in it, I don't mind.
Apparently not.
I saw your last play. It was riveting, full of mystery and intrigue.
Thank you. I was pleased with it.
As were the critics.
Well, what do they know?
Yes, well, it was a hit. And it made my Nora here a bona fide star of the London theatre scene. She was captivating.
Yes, she was.
Oh, stop, please. I can feel my face in a blush.
I don't know. I found the character unlikable. Thinking she was so discreet, and all the while I could see right through her.
Well, it sounds like that character was written for you, Nora.
Funny. I had someone else in mind.
Well, whatever the case, I just loved the play.
Well, to my brilliant son and his wife, the actress, we can't wait to see what you come up with next.
More wine, sir?
Please, Mr. Harris, don't be shy.
Cyril, how is business?
Doing well, sir, thank you. Of course, between the Spanish flu and Bloody Friday down in Glasgow, the stock isn't exactly flying off the shelves, but we'll manage.
Cyril, I've seen people all over London wearing masks to help fight against Spanish flu. You know, just here. Oh, why don't you make some out of your tartan?
Thank you, Maud. That's very insightful of you. Perhaps you should come and work for us.
Could you imagine? What an absurd idea.
So you're in fabric then?
Yes, been in the family for years.
Quite so. Cyril's family has been making the finest tartans for hundreds of years.
Well, that must be exciting.
Not really.
And what is it that you do, Lady Constance?
Any number of things. Except, of course, telling others what they should or shouldn't want.
Dessert is here.
Yes, he is.
Maud!
I could certainly use something sweet.
I won't argue that.
We are being rude to our guests. Please, Miss Edwards, tell us about your work.
It's simple, really. Although I'm afraid you may not agree, I fight for the right of women to vote and run for public office. To me, there's no reason why any lady sitting here at the table shouldn't be looked at as a viable candidate for, well, any job, really, that any man at the table might have.
Isn't it exciting?
And what, may I ask, has brought you to England?
I'm here to meet with Millicent Garrett Fawcett.
Oh, yes, I've heard of her.
I should hope so. She's a major player in the emancipation of British women.
Oh, well, that's all well and good. She's also the younger sister of Agnes Garrett, the interior designer. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. She too is a pioneer woman of the workplace.
Oh, I adore her designs.
So do I, Mumsy.
Well, we appear to have 3 pioneer women here tonight.
I think you've all missed the point.
Maud, don't ruin the moment. We have you to thank for it.
Yes, I never would have guessed it would be Maud who'd bring the most interesting dinner guest.
Bravo, Maud.
Maud? Maud!
Oh.
Follow me, Mr. Martin. Prepare some tea. I'll fetch the smelling salts.
Very good.
What happened?
I'm not entirely sure. They were all just sitting there. I was about to serve the bakewell, and suddenly, out of nowhere, she just started shaking and hit the stone cold.
Oh, Lord, she's gone and done it.
Done what?
Listen, when you go back up, you've got to give her this.
What? I don't know if I should.
If you don't give this to her in the next few minutes, Miss Lady Maud will die.
What?
Trust me.
But how do I...
Put it in the tea. The smelling salts will bring her back. Before she drifts again, you've got to get that tea in her.
But what if she doesn't want it?
She's British. Of course she'll want it. And Philip, you can tell no one about this. Not even Mercy. Keep that bone box shut, you hear?
Philip, come quickly.
What have you done?
Put her on the sofa.
I'm so worried. She looks so peaked.
She's weathered worse storms than this, my dear.
I'm here, sir. With salts.
I'll do it.
She's looked worse.
Be quiet, Constance.
What happened? Exactly what you wanted.
Constance, please. Your sister has just had quite a scare.
How are you feeling, Maud?
Hot. So hot. And dizzy. I can't stop the room from spinning.
Mr. Martin, is that tea for you or my sister?
My apologies, sir. Here you are.
Sit up now, Maud. Drink some tea.
Oh, I can't. I simply can't.
But she must.
Mr. Martin is right, Maud. Drink some tea. It will soothe you.
Please, Maud.
Cyril? Cyril, is that you?
Yes, Maud. Cyril is here. We're all here. Now, please, drink some tea.
Oh, yes. I would like some tea. My whole family here for me when I needed you most.
Maud, how are you feeling, dear?
Actually, I'm feeling a bit better.
Oh, miraculous. Just relax, Maud, dear.
Mercy, will you phone Dr. Cavendish and ask him to come out in the morning?
Right away, miss.
Bertie, you and Cyril take Maud up to her room.
No, please don't make a fuss.
Are you certain, Maud?
Yes, I just need a few minutes to catch my breath.
Very well. And I shall go up to my office to get something. At the risk of being rude to our guests, I should like to speak to Florence and my children alone when I return. Harris, make sure they have everything they require.
Very good, sir.
Well, if it's all right by you, this American has had enough excitement for one night. I think I'm going to retire. We've got some things to take care of.
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
Now, if only I could remember where my room was.
Yes, I think I'll turn in also. I'll walk you back.
I'll see you in the morning, Maud. Everyone?
Your ladyship, Dr. Cavendish will be by to check on Lady Maud at 8, unless you need him to come by now.
Would you like to see the doctor tonight, Maud?
No. The morning will be fine.
Well, you've heard the patient, Mercy.
Very good. I'll let him know.
Can I get you anything?
Some water might be nice.
Of course.
I'll come with you. Can I get anyone else a drink?
Brandy?
Oh, no thank you. Oh, you gave us quite a scare, Maud.
I'm sorry, Mummy. I don't know what came over me. No, I do. His name is Mr. Martin. Don't be silly.
Oh, he is a good-looking fellow, isn't he?
Mother!
I may be your mother, but I still have eyes.
Unfortunately, there are no longer for my father.
As though his are for me.
Well, what have I missed?
No more than usual. Thank you.
Hello?
Can I help you?
Oh, hello, I'm the new valet. I'm so sorry for being so late, but the bridge was out due to the storm.
I'm sorry, what?
I am afraid the rain caused the bridge to flood.
Who did you say you were again?
I'm Philip Martin, the new valet.
But if you're the new valet, then who did I send up there?
How is the new valet working out?
Given the pace of the night, I'd say rather well, sir.
You're welcome.
Much obliged, sir. I can't thank you enough.
Well, you heard my father. Anything we require.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I only assumed that, given the events of tonight, you'd want to get your rest.
Is that so?
Perhaps I have misread.
No, Harris. It appears that I am the one who is misreading things.
I was only...
That'll be all. Here's your water. Are we feeling better?
Yes.
So, what have I missed?
Oh, nothing. Just your mother and your sister fighting over the new valet.
Oh, Constance, don't be ridiculous.
She's just jealous.
Jealous of you? That's rich.
Let's just settle this once and for all. Mr. Martin, is it?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to apologize for being short with you earlier.
Oh, no need, sir. You were merely concerned for your sister.
Well, finally, someone who understands me. Well, with all this excitement, I'm afraid I won't be able to sleep at all. Will you be so kind as to bring up a cup of tea to my room at around midnight tonight?
I'd be happy to, sir.
Yes, I thought you might. Harris, you'll make sure he knows which room is mine. Sorry to break your hearts, ladies. I'm afraid Mr. Martin is taken.
Maud, are you feeling any better?
Much, thank you.
Good. Cyril, would you mind leaving us for a bit?
Of course, Lord Dalton. I think I'll go for a walk. See you upstairs.
Thank you, Harris.
What's all this about, Father?
Now, I don't want any of you to be concerned by what I'm about to tell you.
Everything is going to be all right.
You know what it is, don't you? Why didn't you tell me?
This is so unfair. Does she know too?
I don't know anything.
That's the first thing you've said all night that makes any sense.
Oh, my goodness, Constance, is this really necessary? At this point, you're going to...
Enough! I command you all to stop behaving as if you were children.
Yes, Father.
Go ahead, dear.
Now, what I'm about to tell you may be surprising, but I assure you every family of prosperity has to deal with it at one point or another, and we shall get through this.
What your father is trying to say is to remain calm.
For God's sake, what is it?
Are you dying?
Are we penniless?
Are you divorcing?
No, it's not as serious as all that.
Then what?
It appears that someone is claiming to be a long-lost relative of ours.
A long-lost relative? What's so bad about that?
Well, there's nothing bad about it.
No, not bad at all. But there's more.
Out with it.
Careful, Constance. It seems this person is claiming to be your...
Yes?
Yes?
What?
your brother. I've spoken to the solicitor, and it seems that there's no validity to this man's claim.
But when will we know?
As soon as we find out anything, we will let you know.
Does anyone have any questions?
Is it true?
Oh, of course not.
Of course not.
How old?
What's that?
How old is this supposed brother of mine?
22.
What's the difference?
It means your brother is still the rightful heir.
What it really means is that nothing changes for Lord Bertram, and that you and I, dear sister, lose our place in the family lineage.
No, there's nothing to get worked up. Everything is going to be fine.
Because that reasoning has worked so well for you up until this point. I'm going to bed.
If this is true, and it gets out, the scandal will kill us. And if it doesn't, I'll kill you myself.
Good night, Mother. Good night, Father.
Well, that went better than expected. Are you all right?
Oh, yes, I'll be fine. Good night, my love.
George, you haven't called me that in years.
Then it is long overdue.
Never fear. Things will all come out right in the end.
Hello? Hello? Who's there?
And that is what we call a cliffhanger. So much to sift through as we travel further and further down a road of twists, turns, and treachery. But for one of the weekend guests, the trip appears to be over. Or is it? With so many possible culprits, I seek your counsel in regarding who fired that shot. Was it A. Constance, B. Maud, C. Lord Dalton, D. Mr. Harris, E. Cyril, F. Mercy, G. Philip Martin, H. Nora, I. Evelyn, J. Lady Dalton, K. Daniel McCarthy, or L. Bertie? I have a hunch, but I need some reassurance. And what of this mysterious long-lost relative turning up after 22 years? I wonder where he's been hiding. No doubt all of the secrets will be uncovered before long. So keep an open mind, and trust no one, for never was there a villainy so virulent as the murder at Cheltenham Manor.